Good evening and welcome to session 24 of Roast Riches here on Fantastic Dimensions. Yeah, session 24. So, when we left off, you guys were planning to continue uh, trailing the Kinder des Mondes performance troupe, which you had received information was headed off to Prague, which is in Bohemia. Um, kind of on the eastern edge of eastern side anyway of the Holy Roman Empire. Um, I mean, Bohemia is kind of its own place, but it's under the influence and protection and control of the Holy Roman Empire. Has been for over a decade now, since a very decisive battle determined that Bohemia was not going to become a fully independent state, as it were. Back in 1620, I think, wasn't it? Do you remember the name of that battle, Crystal? I know you're familiar a little bit with that history.
Which one was
The
it?
battle that kind of sealed the fate of Bohemia to stay under the heel of the Holy Roman Empire in 1620. You had mentioned it before to me. I can't remember.
The Battle of Crap. I have it in my notes somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not important. Never mind.
yeah, sorry.
Um, but anyway, so yeah. Also, I suppose you probably would have informed your patron, Magnificent Joop van Ooms, that you'd be heading uh, to Bohemia, perhaps, or at least on the road to Bohemia, trying to catch up with this troop. Since it'd probably be a bad idea to just disappear from the city and not let them know when you will be gone, potentially for at least 6 weeks, right? Because it's a 3-week journey to Prague from Amsterdam, at least, perhaps longer, depending on other um, things that can happen along the way. And then there's the journey back before you'd see your employer again. So I assume that you would have contacted him, let him know what you were doing, where you were going, and also informed him that the last guy that was hired just a matter of hours before and sent to join your party didn't work out too well, and ended up getting killed by the city police, wasn't it? The city guard, I think it
Yes.
was. Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
yeah. So in that case, then, in order to help bolster your numbers and skill set, you Venoms would have hired another specialist that he had heard about, who was in town at the time and looking for a gig, essentially, and that would be Mr. Antonio di Medina. Um, Not to be confused with your own Italian Antonio. This is a Spanish Antonio. So he would join up, probably meet up with you, maybe at the city gate as you were kind of heading out. Um, would there be a gate? Is there a wall around Amsterdam at this time? There might not be. Either way, at the edge of the city, as you prepare to head east, journeying back towards the Holy Roman Empire and so on.
I have a
Yeah, that should.
question. I have a
Yeah.
question. What is the date today and game time?
In game, it is June 30th, 1632.
Okay, so we got summer weather. We don't have to worry about winter covers and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. And actually, you guys are probably heading out in the afternoon because it was midday where we left off, but it's probably afternoon now by the time you get everything organized and got hooked up with Antonio. I'm just gonna call him Medina actually because otherwise it's gonna be too confusing with two Antonios. Before you hooked up with Medina, um, plus it reminds me of that song, that old Tone Loc song. Um, Sorry, you guys are too young. So, so yeah, you don't have a whole. Well, it's June though. Yeah, you still have several hours of daylight because it is high summer, so the sun probably doesn't set. I'm guessing it's comparable to here, where in high summer, the sun doesn't really set till nearly 10 o'clock. So um, maybe a little earlier than that because they're a little bit further south, perhaps. But yeah, that's the up to speed. So I guess the next thing to go. Oh, and thanks. Yeah, Crystal typed in that battle was the Battle of White Mountain. I was thinking of something like that. I was thinking that, but I kept thinking of that old D&D White Plume Mountain scenario. I was like, no, that can't be right. It's not White Mountain. It is the Battle of White Mountain. Yeah, that was when the Holy Roman Empire basically crushed Bohemia and said, no, you will remain under our control and ended their fight for autonomy. Autonomy, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. What would that be? Autonomous, autonomy. I don't know.
Autonomy.
Autonomy. Thank you. Jesus Christ. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I've been up since 6:30. Forgive me. So, why don't you start off, Jess? Go ahead and just tell us what they see once they meet up with Antonio at the edge of the city. Describe yourself to us. What he looks like, what they see, what kind of weapons he's got, what kind of clothes he wears, etc.
So, and Antonio, he's basically, obviously, quite tanned, bearing in mind he's Spanish, and around these parts, it's probably a bit unusual to see someone openly out, and he's quite raggedly dressed. He's got scars under his eyes. He's got one like across his mouth. You also notice he's got scars on his arms. He's got his horse with him. His horse he just calls Toby. It's just a brown horse. He has a rapier that hangs off the side of him, and then he's just got his arquebus on his back and a flintlock pistol. Basically, looks very fit for outdoors. Basically.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, and he's got his own horse. You said, yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and now also I would like to go one by one and just tell me what each of you is bringing with you, because obviously I don't assume you're bringing all of your possessions since you live in a city. So go ahead and describe to me. I'll call you by name so it doesn't get confusing and overlapping. But tell me what your character is bringing with them for the journey. And actually, you can go ahead and describe your character again too, just for Josh, since he's new to the campaign. Gives him an idea as to. I guess he can see your character portraits, but anyway, it's never hurts to do another little quick description. So why don't you go ahead and go first, Crystal? Tell us what Rachel's bringing with her and how she looks as you're heading out.
Rachel is likely leading the group as she would usually probably just naturally be out in front of everyone. She has chainmail armor on. She also has an arquebus on her back and a pair of pistols on her side. She has a medium sword on her hip. It's actually a falchion. On her horse, of course, she actually has a riding horse now. She went ahead and bought herself a riding horse, not wanting to take Epona on such a long, arduous trip. She's going to leave Epona behind, and she has a temporary riding companion who she calls Pegasus. So other than the weapons that she's carrying on her, of course, on her horse, she has, her saddlebags. And let's see. I don't want to go over like each and every one of my, possessions, but just
no, you don't have to. I just wanted to know kind of like if you have carts and ponies, horses, saddlebags, like an idea for that.
Yeah, so she has like a pair of saddlebags, and also she has her backpack on the back as well, which seems to be, packed full of stuff. Around her, neck, of course, she has like that necklace, which she has tucked under her like clothing. But of course, on that there is a key that goes to an important place, and she also has that whistle figure, for her horse in case her horse gets too far away. She can call her horse back over with a whistle. And as she sees this Spaniard, she just kind of rolls her eyes and goes, "Oh, God, another one."
All right. And will the real Antonio please stand up? Merrick, why don't you go ahead and give us your description?
Okay, so Antonio is Antonio Valente, the first of his name. Not really. He is about 5'10", slim, shoulder length, dark brown hair. He wears leather armor, over which he has like a robe. Looks like his picture a little bit. He also has which leg is it? I was assuming it was his right leg, or was it his left leg?
We would have said because the chart has, I think.
I don't
Yeah, which
remember.
one were you assuming?
I was assuming it was a right leg.
Sounds good to me. Right leg it is.
All right, so from the knee down, he's got a wooden leg. From past battles, he carries a sword and a bag of bullets on his hip. You assume he probably has a sling as well. And he has his own horse named Gianna. Saddlebags, rations, and whatnot in there. The necessities. And what else can I say about him? He seems rather normal other than that.
All right. Yeah, you need to say no more.
Yeah.
All right. And Rob, why don't you go ahead and describe how Cole looks as you guys are preparing for your long journey?
Cole is dressed in all black. He has very black raven style hair. Young man, 24 years old. Wears a cape. He's carrying a sword. He also has a quiver of arrows on the horse and 2 flintlock pistols on the horse. But around his neck or his torso, he has hanging 2 other flintlock pistols. And see, I told you he had a sword, bow, arrows. Then he has just the regular stuff packed away, gear to eat, to sleep, and then his shot and his powder for that. Things of those sorts.
Excellent. Oh, I thought I had muted my mic and I wasn't. I was sitting here crunching on a cracker. Hope that wasn't too loud. Apologies. Right. So the 3 of you meet up with the 4th. Like I said, I will probably just refer to him as Medina to prevent confusion between Antonio and Antonio. But so you meet up with Medina, and there you go, and you guys can start heading east. If you guys want to haze him or anything, you might as well do so now. Before I narrate a time jump, because I'm not going to role play through every single day of trekking across the Holy Roman Empire. I'm just going to jump right up to the interesting stuff once we get going.
How long has it been since the whole since the last session? Like, I mean, how much time has passed?
You mean since the last session we played?
Yeah.
A few hours tops.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming Rachel's at least had time to wash the makeup off her face, but her hair still dyed brown.
Yeah, I'd say so. If she wanted to do that, she would have definitely had time to do that.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
I imagine Rachel's very, she wouldn't waste time. She wouldn't be too meticulous about it. She'd just wash it off.
Yeah. Of course.
Scrub it off with a wire brush if she had to.
Yeah. So Rachel will ride up and say, "You're the help, I assume."
Yes, Antonio de Medina at your service. You all look capable, and I feel like I'm risking my life coming with you guys. But I am here to help.
Well, unfortunately, we already have an Antonio, so we're just going to call you Medina.
Yes, that's fair. So, have any of you got any stories to tell? Any good war stories? Like you, the one with the peg leg.
Oh.
How exactly did that occur?
It was a pitched battle with a furious evil mage. He cast a spell that tore my leg from me. And nearly put me in the dirt as well. I barely survived. Unfortunately, the mage got away, so perhaps one day he will come for us again.
Yes, hopefully. You can get revenge. Well, if any of you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. But otherwise, let's go on our journey. It's going to be a long one.
Indeed, we're hoping to try and get them on the road before they can make it to their destination, our quarry, that is. But who knows? We may not even take the same road.
Yes, it is. It's a risky, horrible trek we've got ahead of us, and it's even riskier for me going into the Empire territory anyway. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we all have our skeletons in the closet. Let's just get going. Time to
I don't
die.
know. I keep mine in a stand in the corner of my room.
Well, let's go then.
Don't mind me. I'm just pulling up another little map thing here real quick because I wanted to see something.
1 second, let me just look over my map real quick, make sure we're on the right road. Rachel,
Yeah.
her kingdom maps out of her case.
I will just quickly say one thing I missed. Medina has black hair. He's got a bit of stubble, and he's got bright blue eyes as well. I kind of missed those details.
Okay, I forgot about the details of Rachel having dyed brown hair.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Got it. Okay. I needed to coordinate my 1631 map with an actual world map so I could figure out where a certain location was. Because the city names might be different from one to the other. Okay. So yeah, you guys it takes you unfortunately, the travel is rather boring. Maybe fortunately, for the most part. Unfortunately, it's not just a matter of hitting the road and catching up with the acting troupe and being done with it. You end up following them quite a long ways. First across the United Provinces into church lands. And then eventually traveling through Saxony, into the Holy Roman Empire. Through Saxony, you go. Fortunately, you do stay a good bit north of Würzburg, where a lot of trouble happened earlier on in this campaign, about a year and a half ago, game time wise, right? Is that right? No, it wasn't even that long ago. It was like 8 months ago, game time wise. The massacres at Würzburg, and what was the other city? Karlstadt, the other town, Karlstadt. Yeah, but you stay a good bit north of that. You're still traveling through like war-torn lands because the Swedish have been pushing further and further into the Holy Roman Empire. I do believe around this time. Yeah, this is kind of the height of the Swedish invasion. And it's it's over 2 weeks. It's closer to 3 weeks traveling on the road. You're quite road weary and tired. How much food did you guys bring with you to
I brought 5 standard rations to begin with because I figured we'd be heading into towns and stuff. I also have fishing gear.
Okay. Anybody else bring food, lots of food or anything, or will I just tell you how much you end up spending on resupplying with
I
food?
brought like four days worth of rations.
Hmm.
Because again, I was also assuming we would be stopping and eating.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember early in the campaign. You remember how expensive food was in the Holy Roman Empire during the war?
I do. We also can hunt along the way.
It's true. Just asking. What about Antonio and Cole?
I would have had because I'm an outdoors person anyway. I'd always have stock up, so I'd have like at least a week's worth of rations.
Probably a few
Gold.
days. 2 days.
You brought a
for
few
me.
days. Okay.
Yeah, the most.
So I'm gonna do it this way. I'm just gonna pull up my calculator, do a little math. Yeah, you can do a little bit of hunting and a little bit of fishing along the way, but it's not traveling through war-torn country. It's not as so what I'm looking for here. It's not as bountiful as you would like, you know. Um, so we're gonna go with times and the cost of rations. So you've been scraping by for the last over 2 weeks, honestly, which is kind of rather poor rations. Whatever you could get off of people, wherever you could. A lot of times, it's even like moldy bread almost, and you know, nothing is fresh. Nothing is really tasty or lovely. You haven't had a hot meal, a good hot meal, proper, um, in over a week since you found the last inn that actually offered such. Um, Everything else has been kind of like just due to the war, everything's been on bare minimum of provisions. So food, here we go. I'm looking for rations, there we go. You end up spending so let's divide this amongst the four of you. You end up spending about another 17 silver pieces each over the last couple of weeks, just trying to get rations from different war-torn villages and towns and such along the way. Um, and although a lot of the places you pass through are uh, Swedish controlled, other times you pass through places that are still under the empire. Everything is still kind of changing back and forth. Nothing is very stable at all. So you might pass through a village under Swedish control one day, and then 2 days later you find yourselves in a recently reoccupied Holy Roman Empire town or something, But um, but your journey has taken you um, over the Ore Mountains and into the kingdom of Bohemia, and you're basically a little bit north of the town of Pilsen, or probably a city actually of Pilsen, and you're still heading east towards Prague. And you have been kind of getting word now and then, and just recently, the last town you stopped in, which was a couple days ago, sorry, more of a village really. You got word that there was a rather colorful troupe of German actors who had passed through um, just a day ahead of you. So you get a good strong feeling that after nearly probably about 3 weeks worth of overall travel. In fact, we'll just go with that. Let me look at my calendar here. We'll say it is now. It's no longer you left on June 30th. It is now 1, 2, 3. It is now the 20th of July. Okay. Um, so yesterday, the 19th of July, was when you passed through a village and you got word that there was a troupe of German actors that sounded very much like your gang that you were looking for. Um, passed through on their way to Prague because you went to buy rations. And in fact, this would be a bit of fun. You went to buy rations. They didn't have any rations to sell you because they'd sold them all that they had to the German troop. So you guys now have no food. Okay, as of right now in game time, July 20th, none of you have any rations on you. You might have like just a little heel of molded bread or something. You can have water because it's currently pouring rain, miserable conditions. There's plenty of water to be had. And rainwater is probably a lot safer than any other water since a lot of times bodies are getting dumped in rivers and such, and there's lots of issues with plague and things. You'd also, along your pleasant journey across the Holy Roman Empire, occasionally come across like mass hangings or groups of people who were burned at the stake. The witch hunts are still strong here in the Holy Roman Empire and even here in Bohemia. Um,
Good riddance, lousy devil
mhm,
worshippers.
mhm. But yeah, pretty much when you when you headed out this morning from the road, having camped on the road, um, the heavens opened up, and the fiercest storm that you can remember recently started drenching the entire land. Everything's getting washed out all around you. Even the road, what little road there is treacherous and dangerous for the horses. Um, so one by one, Rachel, why don't you go ahead and roll d20 for me and tell me how it compares to your lowest ability score.
Okay, I don't have any room for my dice tonight, so I'm just using my my thing on my computer, and it rolled me a 1.
A 1. Nice. Okay. Josh, the same.
Uh, 12 on the d20. Yeah.
Okay. And what's your lowest ability score?
-1 is my low. So
No. You're sorry. The score itself, not the modifier.
oh, 8.
8. Okay. So you
Yeah.
failed by 4. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Merrick, if you do the same for Antonio.
All right, let's see here. 6. My lowest is a 10.
Okay. And Cole. Roll d20.
I rolled a
Compare-
5. I rolled a 5, and I have a 6 on Constitution.
Okay. So the only person that failed their roll was Josh. Yeah. So as you're going, and it's late in the afternoon now. Well, it's getting quite dark because it's late afternoon, but because of the stormy weather, it's getting pretty dark. And should I say Medina's? Antonio de Medina, but Medina's horse slips and breaks a leg, dumping Medina on the ground. Go ahead and give me a paralyzation save. God, I can't talk today, guys. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue, with my English.
Okay, so I rolled a 14. My paralyze is 11. So
You succeed. Okay, you managed to tumble and not get trapped under the horse or not injure yourself. So you tumble off of the horse as the horse goes down, screaming and wailing in pain. And as you kind of look over, and anybody who looks down from their own horses and looks and sees, will see his horse's leg is obviously quite severely broken.
fuck, Toby. Fuck.
Wait, he succeeded? I thought he said he rolled a 4.
No, I rolled a 14. 14.
Oh, I thought you said a 4.
Ah, shit. Ah, what am I gonna do, Toby?
We should put it out of its misery, I think.
Yeah, Toby's like wailing and screaming in agony.
Yeah, I there's nothing I can really do, so I am just gonna stab my rapier into Toby.
Okay. Yep. Drive it into his throat,
Yep.
and Toby dies gurgling.
Ah, fuck! I've had that horse for so long.
Yeah, don't give it a good clean death by shooting it in the head. Just stab it in the throat. That'll do.
Oh, it is pouring rain. Guns don't work so well in the rain.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And in the amount of pain it's in, I doubt it's going to notice a little prick in the neck, a slow bleed out, or fast bleed out.
Ah, fuck! This is all we needed. My horse to be out of action.
We didn't bring a cart out of character.
Nobody brought a character. Nobody said anything about a character. That's why I had you tell me what you were traveling with. So, you do, however, see grooves in the road. You can see that a coach has definitely passed through here quite recently. Definitely today. Muddy, coach tracks heading in the direction that you're heading.
So who
Already
has,
pull up. Someone else take him.
who has the most weight on their horse and the least weight on their horse, and we can give them a ride?
Here, I'll offer you a hand up.
Yeah. Thank you.
You should grab your saddlebags. Make sure you get all your
Yeah.
gear.
Yeah, I didn't have that much anyway, so.
I'll hop down and help him get the saddle off and all that, and we'll pass that around.
Rachel will keep an eye out. She's just going to kind of march around the area on her horse, just making sure there's no one watching them or anything.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you can't see very far anyway with the downpour, but But you don't see any signs or hear any signs of.
You're taking your saddle and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, you carry him, and I'll carry the saddle if you want.
excellent.
That way, it divides up the the weight because Rachel's probably got a lot of weight on hers, so she's armored out and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, thank you for your help. It's a shame to part ways with my horse, but these
Rachel, you
things
wear
happen.
chainmail, right?
Oh yeah.
And so do you, Josh?
Yeah, I do.
Medina wears chainmail. And what about Cole? Cole have chainmail as well?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Just
So-
a chainmail on the chest,
Yeah, no problem. Just considerable amount of weight for the horse is all I'm saying. Like it definitely slows you down. You're definitely going a little bit slower than you were before Toby snapped his leg in two.
God rest his soul.
I presume Medina's a Catholic, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Those things can become important at certain times in this campaign. I don't think your party members necessarily give a shit what your religion is, but others may.
Yes.
they probably
Yeah.
need to go slower and more steady. Yeah, if one person's already lost their horse, we don't want to lose another one.
Yes, we don't want to lose all the horses.
And the rain's just getting worse. But you do know, according to the people anyway you talked to in that last town, that last village, there's meant to be a roadside inn along this road somewhere. You can't be too far away from it.
Oh, I'm sure that's
So-
just the perfect thing to trust. So yeah, well, let's look for that.
Last time
Of course there is, because the game master's telling you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Last time we ran into a roadside inn, it ended rather sticky.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, wasn't it?
No, not particularly, but it was quite unpleasant.
Well,
Let's find that inn that they were talking about earlier.
let's just try to get some shelter at least.
All of that dye is now washing out of Rachel's hair.
Right.
Gummed up in her hair for like weeks now.
Yeah, the last bits of it are running out,
You can now see her gray hair.
So you're not getting soaked to the point where anything you're bringing with you is completely ruined. But you're getting soaked hard enough that even stuff that's in your backpacks or saddlebags, etc., is still getting wet, still getting damp, So any powder you guys have, any firearms you have, they're definitely wet. Despite, all efforts to try to keep them as dry as possible. I mean, it's just that heavily rain, that rain is coming down that hard. But you continue on, and you continue on for several more hours. Just seems like it just never ends, and the rain's just as hard as it was. It's very dark now. Is anybody using any kind of light source?
Rachel has a lantern in her backpack. I mean, if it starts getting way too dark, she'll go ahead and pull that out and see if she can even get it lit.
You struggle with it, but eventually you can get a lantern lit. Struggle with it because your tinder sticks might be a little bit moist or whatever, but the lantern itself, once you get the lantern lit, the lantern's fine because it's it's covered, and the flame is inside the glass, so it's protected to that extent. It's probably the driest place in the entire party is the inside of one of your lanterns at the moment. How
You don't happen to know the grow spell, do you, Antonio? That was a meta joke.
No, he did not reply anyway. How many flasks of oil do you have?
How many? Crap. Let's see. I might have only had like one on me. Yeah, I have one extra flask of oil because I figured my lantern was full.
Okay, so you get about 4 hours before you would run out. Let me think about that.
I have another flask in my bags as well for my lantern.
I'm just trying to think of how much you would use. So it would get so dark to where you'd have to actually light the lantern probably by, we're gonna say 8 o'clock. Yeah, you go through. You're just about running out, and Antonio has just mentioned to you that he has another flask if you need one, because your lamp is running low for the second time. So you can go ahead and mark off that flask. It's gone.
Great.
But you are at the front as well with the lantern. So why don't you go ahead? Oh no, you don't have to make a roll. You'll just, excuse me. Um, you'll see on this muddy, like filthy road. And at this point in time now, it's so washed out, like you've lost any signs of even the wagon tracks, because it's pretty much, you can imagine the muddy road is almost under maybe an inch of water or so,
Hmm.
But you see some light ahead, and as you're kind of looking ahead and keeping an eye on it as you ride forward, just miserable and soaked, and pretty sure you're all going to catch pneumonia and die. Um, but you see these lights kind of, it looks to be a roadside inn up ahead. And you see some bushes on the left side of the road, and there's something sticking out of the bushes ahead. As you kind of look at it, Rachel, it looks like a pair of legs.
Ah, well, fuck.
The others behind you, they probably don't see the legs sticking out of the bushes. They might just be kind of seeing a little bit of the light of the inn up ahead and getting a glimmer of hope when all of a sudden Rachel lets out this expletive.
Halt! Halt!
What is it?
Medina, get over there and see what's in those bushes.
Oh, okay. I get off Antonio's horse and go check it out.
Okay. So as you walk over to to investigate, yeah, you would definitely see these legs sticking out. They have boots on them. Yeah, and they're not moving. And it seems kind of odd that somebody would just be laying in the bush here in this storm, which has been raging, for God, you're not sure how long it's been, but it seems like it's been 20 hours since you left. It hasn't been quite that long, but it's been a long time. It's all day the storm's been raging.
Oh, shit. Well, I shout back. There's either an unconscious person here or a dead person, so I will check. So I'll get closer to them.
You're gonna grab hold of the legs and haul them out of
Yeah.
the bushes.
Yep.
Okay, so as you grab and pull this person out of the bushes, it's a man. His eyes are open, and his skin is pale. You figure him to be very dead. He looks to be very average looking. He's got clothing on, but just like road clothes, but not any other kind of travel gear that you'd expect to see. You don't see a backpack. You don't see any weapons on him. You don't even see a purse, a pouch hanging on his belt.
Do I see any wounds or?
You're gonna search over and look him over.
Yeah.
So his face and knuckles are bruised and scraped, and you find a deep wound in his back, which looks very consistent with a sword thrust, a rapier specifically.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I think this guy killed by a rapier and definitely got into some kind of scuffle and ended in his death. So, yeah.
Well, we can't stay out here. Shove him back in the bush.
No, I have to say a prayer for him. He is.
What kind of clothes is
Well,
he
you
wearing?
stay out here and pray for him if you like. Everyone else, let's get to the inn.
Rather nondescript traveler's clothes.
God rest your soul.
Any silver in his pockets? I'll
No,
ask
nothing in his pockets.
Medina.
If you check his pockets, there's nothing in his pockets.
May you rest in peace, whoever you are.
Check his boots. May have
You-
something in there.
Okay. I'll check. I'll take off his boots.
Yeah, while we're over here, like just searching over this dead guy, Rachel's like taking off for the inn.
Okay, you will find 7 copper pieces in his right boot.
Well, I don't feel good about taking this. If it was someone I fought, I would take the money, but do any of you want these copper pieces?
Copper? Nah.
No, I'll pass.
Well, I guess if I come across a church, I will donate these 7 copper pieces.
You know, a cheap beer is a copper piece, just so you know. But,
Check his other boot. Maybe he's got silver in the other one.
there's nothing in the other boot. He checked them both.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Well, God rest your soul. There's no way to die just on the side of a road.
Rachel's up at the saddles now. She's getting off her horse, like drying her hair.
So yeah, you're pulling up the
Guys
inn.
in the rain like they're complete idiots.
So the inn has a sign. It says the Incontinent Vicar, and has an image of a like a Church of England kind of priest. Vicar has the image of a vicar drawn on there kind of comically, and he's got his hands on his buttocks, and you can see his pants are just like darkly stained, and there's like a disgusting looking pool of dark liquid at his feet as well.
Seems like a nice place.
It's a 2-story building with there's a garage in the back. Garage like kind of stables and parking for coaches and things of that sort. If you look, the first floor is lit up. The second floor is dark.
Okay.
All right, I should say the ground floor is lit up, and the first floor is dark. If I want to be more properly European. And you can see through the windows a middle-aged, kind of fat barman sitting behind the bar. Don't see anybody else inside.
All right. Yeah. So like I said, Rachel, she gets up to the table. She's gonna pull her hair up and kind of like into a bun. With all this rain and everything, can she get in through the back, or does she have to go back around front?
No, let me see here. There is a back door. Do you want to go up and check it?
Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and go to the okay. All right. Well, then she'll head around. Then, or no, you know what? She's gonna go back to her horse, and she'll wait on the others to actually get to her this time.
Okay. So what do you do with this guy's body after you say your prayer, Medina?
I will put him back into the bushes, but I took him far in so no one else can see him.
Cover him up properly now.
Yeah.
You properly hide the body.
Did you happen to notice whether he has anything on him to proclaim him either a Catholic or a Protestant?
No.
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah.
Then I will, if Antonio's still there, I'll get back on the horse, and then otherwise I won't. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll get back on the horse, and I assume we'd go on.
Yeah. So you've got the inn and a garage.
Head to the stable, get the horse in there, and wipe down. And
okay. Yeah, you'll take the horses around to the garage. Inside the garage, you'll see there are 2 coaches and 16 horses already inside. The coaches, yeah. So one of the coaches is plain and black. The other one is very colorfully painted in bright yellow and orange, and has a name written on the side that says "Die Kinder des Mondes."
oh ho ho! Very good.
There are, let me see here. The horses. So yeah, there are 8 white horses, and there are, what do the other ones look like? 8 white horses and 8 chestnut-colored horses. The chestnut-colored horses are all branded with some kind of a seal and individual identity numbers. The white horses have braided manes and are ribboned in multiple colors, different ways, different styles.
Are the horses well cared for?
Yeah, they all look to be healthy and hale.
Do they appear rested at this point? The horses?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all pretty dry. It looks like they've been in here for a while.
Wow, okay.
Seems like we're in the right place. God has actually guided us to the right place.
Medina,
Yes.
I roll my eyes.
do you have some of those thieves' tools on you that the you Spaniards like to use?
Yeah, I have my specialist tools. Yes.
Okay. Now, out of meta, real quick, out of character. This back door, it doesn't lead into the. Does it seem to lead into the?
No, if you look through the window up front, it doesn't look like the back door leads into the bar itself. It's probably usually there's a kitchen in the back.
All right. So Rachel will then say, "How about you get this back door open for me?"
I can do that, but then I would like to personally just go to the front, but I will let you in if I can get it open for the back.
Yeah. Well, you remember that whole body we saw out in the bush? I just want to make sure that there's nothing back here that maybe we need to investigate before running in the front.
True.
More dead bodies, for example. But that's just
Yeah, I will go try to pick the lock of
Okay.
the door.
You've got your specialist tools, you said, right? So roll a d6 and compare it to your tinkering.
3 and my tinkering's a 3. So.
Okay, and you didn't check for traps. So,
Oh fuck.
fortunately, there are no traps. It unlocks, clicks, and opens. And you're looking into a dark kitchen.
After you.
Yeah, Rachel will go ahead and shine her lantern into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a dark. I say empty kitchen as in there's nobody in here. Not empty as in like it's not in use. I mean, it's obviously a used kitchen. It's just it's the middle of the night and nobody's in here cooking or anything. So
Okay. All right, Rachel would like to just, she doesn't want to make too much noise back here. She doesn't want to get caught. All right, satisfied that it seems to be just an empty kitchen, Rachel will just nod and give Medina kind of a nod and kind of tell him, yeah, go ahead, lock it back. And, she'll begin to walk off towards the front.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll close the door, then I'll head on to the front.
yeah, you probably would have even seen the door, which obviously leads to the bar from the kitchen. It's just like an easy swinging door kind of thing. Doesn't look like it even had a latch or lock on it or anything of that sort. God damn.
It doesn't seem like this place is much harm. Maybe the bartender is a nice person, and maybe it's the guests that are, maybe caused that dead body.
Yeah, let's just all keep in mind that there is a body across the road here, and let's try not to bring it up to anyone inside, okay?
Who speaks German?
Rachel does.
Good question. Antonio de Medina, do you speak German? You haven't tried yet, right?
I haven't tried, no.
All languages.
Okay. 2 of my languages is a 3.
You do speak German.
Yeah.
So, me and Antonio, Antonio number 1.
Yeah, I don't speak German.
Just Antonio.
So we better keep our mouths shut because Dutch is Protestant, English is Protestant, and if these people have this thing on their wall, their sign, they're very anti-English. So that's my opinion.
I'll just speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Or Italian.
Yeah, I believe I can speak.
Too bad I don't speak either of those.
No, I know I speak Dutch and English though. So I'll be mute. Just look at me like I'm mute.
Hey, well, and Antonio, we can have a conversation in Spanish.
Indeed.
But let's just let's go in and
Wait,
see what.
so out of character, we shouldn't speak Dutch in German, you said?
Dutch or English.
Dutch
You
or
can
English?
speak. You can speak German or
Yeah.
Spanish because
Yeah, they're Catholic,
Okay.
or at least
Because-
these people are Catholic.
Yeah, like he was saying, it seems like they're the name of the inn and the sign is taking the piss out of the English. So he's guessing that this is a Holy Roman Empire kind of friendly joint, you know?
Okay.
if anything, leave for talking to me as I am a Spaniard after all. So
Okay.
So there is a front door that leads directly into the bar, and it is not locked.
okay.
Head on in.
So as you
Yeah.
open the door and kind of walk in, the fat man behind the bar looks up and with a, kind of smiles as he sees you come in, and he would say to you in German, "Oh, please, come in, close the door. It's wretched out there. Oh, look at you, you're just absolutely soaked. Come in. Get over here by the fire. Try to warm those bones."
Yeah, Rachel, as she comes in, she says in German, she replies in German, like, yes, someone could catch death out there.
Or obviously in German. Thank you. Is it possible I could get a drink? I'm parched.
Yeah, please, just come in. Just get over there and warm up. I'll get you something to drink. Oh,
Thank you.
you're bringing the flood in with you. He chuckles, looking at all the water dripping on the floor as you guys walk in. Basically, like rags straight out of the laundry that haven't been dried or wrung out yet. You know.
I'm sorry for the mess we are making, but it's rather
Oh, please.
dire out there.
I'm used to it. It's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
You're not my first guest today. Come on, get over
No.
here by the fire.
Yeah, I go to the fire.
I'll just run back to the kitchen real quick and see if I can get a little fire going. I'll mull some wine.
Thank you.
I'm carrying all my equipment in, the bags and stuff. Not leaving
Okay.
them out I don't leave them out on the horse, just the saddle off the
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I brought my saddlebags in with me, too.
Okay, those are all.
Yeah, I brought my stuff in with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
my stuff would have come in.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
All right, now what Rachel's mostly worried about is trying to get her guns dry.
What's the layout of the
So,
club?
you're in a common room. There's a big bar at the the back of the room, which is like kind of the middle of the building.
Yep.
If you will, imagine half the building is the bar, common room, and the other half of the back would be the kitchens and storage and stuff. There is a stairway leading up. Yeah. That's it's pretty simple, roadside
Yeah,
inn
just-
style. You can assume that the rooms are probably upstairs.
Okay, so just standard. inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy will come back up, and within like a minute, and say, "Oh, okay, I've got the wine is in a pot and heating up as we speak. But in the meantime, here, let me get you some. Oh no, it's too miserable for beer. Yes, schnapps it'll be."
Yeah.
And he
yes.
he pulls up some glasses and sets them up. They're like the size of like juice glasses. They're not glasses actually; they're probably cups.
Yeah.
They're probably made from wood or something. Sets these wooden cups up on the table and starts pouring schnapps into them.
Thank you.
And then he brings it over to the area where you guys are over by the fireplace, which will say the fireplace is on the east side of the room. We'll just say for that east side of the room, whereas the stairs are on the west side, and the bar kitchen's south north. If you will.
I don't suppose you have any spare rooms available. You said there were people before us. So.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I've rented out all of the rooms that I have.
Ah,
Terribly sorry, but the weather forced an entertainment troupe and a group of traveling merchants in here quite early in the day.
ah,
Um, but I, I feel so bad about that, and I don't want to send you back out to the storm. So if you want to stay here in the common room, you can make yourselves at home here, and I'll give you drinks for free.
that much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
that
Um,
sounds just fine.
he goes to a closet kind of underneath the stairs, starts pulling out blankets. Says, "Here, this you can use these to help kind of warm you up and uh, perhaps for sleeping as well." Um, but it's still early. I'll
You
see
are
if I have any. See what I have for food as well in the back
uh,
there in a moment.
you are too kind, sir. You are too kind.
Well, everyone has gone to bed early tonight with the storm, and I'm kind of glad to have some company. I suppose it's well, it's not very comfortable tonight, is it?
No, not at all. I guess it
My
probably
name
gets a bit
is
lonely for you.
indeed. My name is Gunther Kautz, but everybody calls me Doodles.
Ah, Doodles. I am Antonio de Medina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And my compadres over here. We got that. That's Antonio Valenti there. We got Cole.
Bow when he says my name.
Mhm. Pleasure to
Uh,
meet you.
we got Cole over here, and Rachel is just right there.
I'll give him a nod.
Rachel, go ahead.
Give him a nod as he says my name.
Yeah, Rachel just kind of dead eyes this guy a little bit. But when her name is said, if she already has a drink, she'll just sort of raise her glass a little bit. She's not gonna drink from her glass yet, though.
I'm sorry. I think the weather has made my compadres a bit less chatty than I, but it is quite miserable out, so it's understandable.
Well, very well. This is what town are you from?
Where I am from, uh, I kind of don't really have much of a home. I kind of travel a lot, so
Hmm.
I travel from place to place. But I have joined my compadres here, so
And what about you? Where are you from? He says to Rachel.
I suppose our story is all relatively the same. We travel from place to place, work various jobs, and move on to the next, not really staying anywhere for long.
Soldiers of fortune, then.
We wish. Soldier good. Fortune, not much.
Well, there's plenty of business for mercenaries these days around here.
Indeed. Lots of work, but not very good pay. Of course, I suppose that's life anyone could say they live, eh?
Hmm. So, what battles have you fought in recently? Which side did you fight on?
Well, I've been fighting for the Roman Empire, of course.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Was that
No, that's just me reminding you.
okay? Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that that's what we agreed upon
Yep.
before we entered. So yeah,
yeah, I am. Obviously, there's only one side I can fight for, as a Spaniard, you see. So, Holy Roman.
Well, from my understanding, mercenaries fight for whoever pays the best.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm. I'd say
Oh,
I
don't
help.
worry. Don't look at me like that. I won't judge you. I'm
Uh,
just a roadside innkeeper.
as a no, as a
Personally,
man of as
frankly,
a
I
man
think
of
the
God.
whole war is stupid.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Just a bunch of people running around killing each other over who worships God the right way. And
Yes.
well, I know the truth of it. It's not really about Catholic versus Protestant and all that. It's all about power and money and land. That's what
Yes,
every war is about.
So that's the problem. Like these people, I assume I can speak freely with you. So
Yes, please. Here, have more schnapps.
Well, they babble on in that gobbledygook language. I am going to rest near the fire, sip the schnapps, and stick my good foot towards the flame to help dry it out a little bit. Just relax.
So you're from Spain, and your accent doesn't sound German either. I assume you're from somewhere else as well. He says to Rachel.
Yeah. Around. I've ever since I was little. I can't claim any resident as my true home.
But surely you were born somewhere.
Like I said, I've been traveling ever since I was little. I mean, where my parents had me, I couldn't really tell you.
Oh, that's a terribly sad story.
Yes.
A woman
Well,
without
they
a
were,
home. And at
poor
your age
people.
as well. I suppose it's no surprise you would take up a life as a mercenary instead of, well, getting a family and having children.
Yes, well, not all of us can live the dream, unfortunately.
God works in mysterious ways, but
Mm.
war. The problem with this war is they're not fighting for God. If they really fought for God, if they're really fighting for God, they wouldn't be doing this.
Every once in a while, when he looks away, Rachel just like pours a little bit of that schnapps on herself.
Pours it on herself?
Yeah, so she's soaked anyway, so he's not going to know the difference.
Okay. Yeah, so he says, "Oh, the wine! I almost forgot. I don't want it to burn. I'll be right back. I'll
I
bring
would say
war,
I haven't
warm
taken a
mugs of
sip yet.
mulled wine." And he runs off
yeah.
to the kitchen again.
Everyone,
Yeah, I haven't
when
taken a drink, so I haven't drunk yet.
Okay.
yeah, when he goes off to the kitchen, Rachel's going to just everyone, stay on high alert. I don't trust this guy. He's being a little bit too friendly.
We just keep him talking.
I've come to find innkeepers tend to want to know where their patrons are from. Doesn't seem a bad chap to me so far.
Yeah.
Not as shifty as the last roadside inn we were in.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that he's a little too good, a little too vague, a little too ominous. And
I think you are getting a little paranoid.
What language are you guys speaking?
gee, I wonder what could have my paranoia up. Rachel would say sarcastically a little bit as she kind of, thinks about those bushes.
I'm sure they're all speaking Dutch at the moment. It's the
Yeah,
common
just
language
like
we all have.
whispering, because I know, it's the only common language we all have. So,
Yeah, I say to Cole, we were speaking German.
like, definitely, if she says anything out loud, she's gonna say it in German, and she'll just kind of expect Antonio to pretend he knows what they say.
Yeah. Well, like I don't mind keeping this man talking. Obviously, we got to be a little bit careful, especially with the guests who are here. So, just stay on alert.
Rachel in German is going to say, "Oh yeah, we should probably, just go ahead and tell him that our compatriot Antonio here is deaf. I mean, he'll probably want to know where Antonio came from as well and everything."
Yes. He probably will want to know where we're all from. Well, where Antonio and Cole are from.
So he comes back up and he's got five actually, five larger wooden mugs with steam coming out of them, and you can just smell like the kind of aromatic. I don't know about the period. Traditionally, like nowadays, anyway, mulled wine is usually served like clove and lemon. I don't know. They probably didn't have lemon.
So he gave us some schnapps, right? And now
Yes.
he's wine. Is this like, does the stuff that he's serving us seem better quality than stuff that we've been seeing?
Like been seeing, but for the last few weeks, you haven't been seeing any alcohol hardly at all.
Right. Well, like, so we haven't been at any roadside inns or anything in the past
Yeah,
few.
but they haven't really had much for alcohol or anything of that sort. You know, if they
Right.
did,
So,
I guess if they did, it might be just some cheap homemade shit. So yeah, it's a little better.
so it's a little bit odd. Would we say that he has actually like good quality alcohol and stuff?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, just depends on if this area is. You guys have been traveling through like the heart of the war, and now you're in Bohemia, where it's a little bit less active, but because Bohemia is not being invaded by the Swedes right now, so
Okay.
you know you were traveling through an invasion zone previously, but you're a couple of days into Bohemia now, so.
Okay.
I suppose the last village you were in was probably in Bohemia, so it was just um, they would have had like some homemade liquors and stuff, you know, homemade schnapps or whatever, but maybe some homemade beer. But because it's kind of a poor village, and a lot of their stuff probably would have been sent to the war zone and stuff. Plus, they had sold what rations they had back to the travelers who passed through. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say your suspicions might be a little bit. I'm not telling you not to be paranoid, but I would just say you might be being a little paranoid.
That's right, Joel.
Yeah. So he comes back with these steaming mugs of mulled wine. And probably, I don't think there would be lemon. They'd probably have clove or something, though. So it smells strongly of cloves and spices, you know. Here, this will warm you up. You two, come on. You need to speak up now. If I'm offering a nice dry place and free drinks, the least you can do is give me a little courtesy conversation, or I'll kick you and all your friends out, he says to Antonio and Cole. Of
Well,
course, they don't understand what he says.
Actually, our friend Antonio here is he can't hear that well. Got too close to a cannon a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah, hasn't been able to hear since then. Not extremely clearly as well. I don't think he knows what we're saying half the time. And then
another two Antonios. He's Spanish as well.
she's saying this in German to Antonio as she's kind of looking at him, but she kind of hypes her voice and goes, "Isn't that right, Antonio?" Like just kind of in German, and just kind of like.
I turned to Antonio and asked in Spanish, "What the hell is she talking about?"
There you go.
Don't worry.
Oh, he's Spanish as well.
Yes. Yes, he is
He
Spanish.
doesn't speak German, huh?
No, just Spanish.
I see. Tell him I'm very sorry to hear about his injury. I hope he recovers completely.
He says
his injuries, I should say. He says, looking down at the wooden leg.
He said he's sorry for your injuries. I say in Spanish.
And I slap my leg and I smile at him and I give him a thumbs up.
And what about this one? Let me guess. Lost his tongue.
To be honest, he doesn't speak much. From what I gather, I haven't really been with the group that long, so.
I'll just say, Buenos dias.
Rather pale for a Spaniard, but okay.
Yes, he's. I guess he's a bit. He's a bit further. He's a bit further north, but he's still a Spaniard.
I see.
So if you want to say anything, I will. I will translate for you.
Well, I guess the two of you will just have to keep me entertained.
Yeah. Well,
please drink the wine. It'll warm you up inside. And he takes a hearty drink of his own.
Oh, thank you. I know I take a big drink of it.
Rachel takes a bit of a sip. She acts like she's drinking more than she really is.
It's midsummer, but I feel winter in the air today.
So, where are you
headed to?
Uh, we were. Fuck, I don't even know. Rachel has like a 4 charisma. Give me a break.
Are you okay, my lady? Is the wine not to your liking?
A little potent, you know. Can't really hold my alcohol that well, like you gents.
Ah, should be a good night for you. He nudges Antonio.
Well, just going back to your question, we're kind of just traveling around a little bit, seeing if we can help where it's necessary. For me,
Well,
the Lord is guiding my way.
if you're mercenaries, you might want to head back west, or northwest even. That's where all the real fighting's going. Last I heard, the Swedes were given a pretty good kick into the Empire.
Yes, well, me and the Swedes, as a Spaniard, I have to obviously be careful. Doesn't matter if I'm mercenary or not, I still have to be. So do my compatriots here.
Of course, I understand.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I suppose perhaps it's best that you're here in Bohemia. Then the Empire might be certain death for all of you.
yeah, we are actually heading on to Prague. That's what we chose. That's where my compatriots told me we were going. So.
Well, very well. You're on the right path. It's a good few days still from here, but maybe more with this weather. But
Let's hope it settles down. Doubtful, but. So, what made you start this place?
I'm sorry?
What made you start this place?
Well, when the war started getting really ugly several years back, I came down here from Dresden, had a bit of money to me, so I bought this place from the local owner and decided to just see if I could wait out the war here. It's been going on a lot longer than I expected, I'm afraid.
Well, it seems like you're doing well for yourself, so.
I was an artist.
Huh.
That's why they call me Doodles, and he waves his fingers.
Yeah, makes sense now. Have you got any of your art that you can show? Is there any around?
Oh, no, I left that all behind me when I left the Empire to come down here. Well, I guess this is still the Empire, isn't it? But it's more peaceful anyway.
Well, if art is your thing, you shouldn't give it up. You should start doing it again in your spare time.
Yes, I'll tell you, I used to specialize in portraits, and all the lords and ladies would come to me to paint their portraits, to hang on their nice grand walls and their great greeting halls and such, And he starts going on and on and on about his art style and how, to properly paint a portrait is to capture the soul of the individual that you're painting and blah. It gets really kind of boring, but he's obviously enjoying himself and he's in his element. And he's just going on about different styles and different types of paints and all kinds of shit that unless you have a bent towards art, you really don't have any idea what the hell he's talking about.
Interesting. And inside, I just want to kill myself, probably.
Yeah. In fact, since German isn't your native language, you probably don't even understand a lot of the words that he's using, since you probably didn't learn too much about, the intricacies of art in that tongue, when you were learning it.
Are there any, speaking of art, are there any paintings or anything around the room?
No, not really. No, it's pretty plain. It's cozy, don't get me wrong, but it's not like super fancy and at the same time. It's pretty small as well. Yeah, and he just rambles on and he brings out bread, which is not moldy. It's not totally fresh, but it's not like awfully stale either. Brings up bread and cheese, and a little bit of salted meats. Probably like sausage or rolled up together real tight. Heavily salted and stuff. Like pork and beef and stuff.
You are too kind.
Probably more beef. I don't know if they do pork so much. Yeah. Oh no, they would. Yeah. So he sets that all out, and he gives you plenty of food. It's not a hot meal, but it's
Mm.
it's the best food that you've had since you ran out of rations 2.5 weeks ago.
I eat heartily while
Mhm.
enjoying my wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wine's
I'll-
quite good and warm. It actually makes you feel a lot better. Um, you all, I'd assume, probably have kind of like sniffly noses, and you know what I mean. Like you were on the verge of pneumonia yourselves, but sitting here by the fire for the couple of hours, listening to fiddlesticks talk about, or it's not fiddlesticks, doodles talking about art for and drinking the mulled wine, which he does also. He makes more and refreshes it if you want. He's got plenty. You start to feel kind of like you might survive after all and not die of pneumonia.
what time is it around now? What time is it?
It's probably about there'd be a water clock on the wall. It's about 2 a.m.
Okay.
So you've been here a couple of hours, and around that time, a gentleman starts coming down the stairs. You hear him walking down the stairs, wearing a nightshirt and slippers, and with a chamber pot in his hand. He just kind of like walks down the stairs, doesn't even really look over at you at all. Just walks over to the door, opens the door, and tosses the contents of the chamber pot out. Guy steps outside into the rain and then tosses it. So he's not tossing it right on the doorstep, tosses it to the side. Then he comes back inside and yawns, kind of looks over at you guys and wipes his eyes a little bit, blinks, and just walks back upstairs with his empty chamber pot.
So, do you have any cots available to sleep on?
Oh no, I'm afraid all the beds are in the rooms. No, I have some more blankets though. If you want, I can get you some more blankets. I think I even have a few spare pillows. You'll have to do here on the floor, I'm afraid, but at least the fire, you can keep that going. There's plenty of wood.
That's fine by me.
That'll be plenty enough. I've slept in.
This is a very safe area. I don't think you have to worry about in this weather too. I don't think you have to worry about anybody coming into the inn in the middle of the night and stealing your possessions.
Right, don't have to worry about being stabbed in the back or anything like that.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Hmm.
No, we just have some actors and some spoon merchants upstairs. They make
Yeah.
some very nice spoons. Don't get me wrong. They gave me some samples, but well, wooden spoons are good enough for me and my customers. Shrugs.
Yeah, yes. Actors and spoon merchants aren't really going to do anything to us, are they?
I should say not. The actors are they're a German troupe, heading to Prague to do some kind of show or something. And the merchants, I believe they're local, but they're bringing back some spoons from, I don't know where they got them, honestly. Perhaps they've been up to Sweden. I'm not sure. Some really interesting wares, though. You want to see the samples? I can show you.
No. To be honest, I'm getting a little. I might try to sleep soon anyway. I am getting a little bit tired. Long day.
Oh well, as you wish. I'll go back and clean up behind the bar, I suppose. Anybody want some more schnapps or some more wine? I will probably be up most of the night myself.
I haven't been eating. I just stir it around a little bit, maybe drop a
Okay.
few a little bit underneath my seat or whatever. The wine spill a little bit here and there.
Your
I'm not
stomach's
drinking.
rumbling.
Rachel will definitely eat, but during the wine, she'll drink at it, but kind of like also slosh a little bit and spill a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I do get before I do try to like get myself settled and on the floor somewhere. I do go. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Oh, of course. Thank you for the conversation.
I have
Uh,
eaten my fill.
Yeah, it was good.
Hungry.
He said it's the best food you've had in weeks.
Excellent. And I'm going to go and crash.
Oh, great. Rachel will pull in the other two then, seeing Antonio like snoring on the floor. Yeah.
Both Antonios are
yeah.
getting ready to crash. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, before I was gonna pull Mendia, whatever, in right before he went off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if I could, if not,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Sure.
But I mean, Rachel would probably just whisper to her,
Doodles is back behind the bar, like washing glasses.
Mendia and Cole, basically like maybe we should consider keeping an eye open. One of us,
Mm.
maybe just at least take a little bit of a turn. I mean, I'll stay awake if you guys will watch me sleep later on.
I think, honestly, I don't think we have to be cautious around this man, but I do just want to ask Cole.
Was it the dead body across the road that gave you that indication?
But it might not be anything to do with them. It might have been a bandit group who've gone long.
Let me tell you something. I may be paranoid, but I'm alive.
True. I just want to call. You haven't been eating. What is wrong with you?
Okay, if we whisper, the guy can't hear us across the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll whisper in Dutch and tell him that I'm worried about poisoning. I don't know. I've had bad experiences at inns. So, yeah.
Honestly, I think this man he's harmless, I think.
I'll save my plate on the table, and then if you guys don't have anything happen to you, then I'll get up and eat. But,
So basically, if we're not dead by the morning, you'll eat. So
exactly, yeah. If you're dead, then I won't eat, I guess.
I ate my share, so I'll keep my eye open first, and later on I will get up and find a way to wake you.
I tell Rachel, I say, while you're on guard, if he goes to bed or away, let me know. I want to go upstairs and crawl around a little bit. Being the dummy that he thinks I am, then I could probably get away with it.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Good job. Yes. No problem.
I've gone to sleep.
Okay. You gonna try to get some sleep as well, Cole? It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, until she wakes me up. Yeah.
Okay. So Doodles just continues kind of talking quietly, behind the bar, since you're awake, Rachel. Telling stories about about the good old days before the war broke out. In the heyday of the empire. Goes on, like he thinks, it's probably all over now. I don't think the empire will really survive this war. I don't think it can survive this war. Empires, well, they seem to be on the way out. Nations, that's the new thing. That's what will be the future. You'll see. And then, you might kind of glance up at the clock and realize it's about 4 a.m. It's about an hour since Medina and Cole laid down and started snoring. Another man comes downstairs in his bedclothes, and you look up, and it's Doodles. And he stops at the bottom of the stairs and staring at the bar, behind which Doodles sits, still conversing and tidying up, and looks up and sees himself staring at himself. And he says, What witchcraft is this? And the other Doodle says, the bedclothes Doodles at the foot of the stairs says, Fiend! And runs and grabs a chair, and lifts it up over his head and charges towards the bar as the bartender Fiddlesticks starts coming around the side of the bar with a club in his hand. What do you want to do?
Oh, shit, I have been poisoned.
You're hallucinating. And
Rachel.
they start arguing loudly, and then like they start swinging pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah. Rachel's going to pull out both of her pistols, cock them, and say, "All right, both of you, fucking stop."
They don't. They keep swinging at each other. The one Doodles breaks the chair over bartender Doodles kind of head and shoulders, and the other Doodles strikes him upside of the head with the club, and you see blood pouring down bedclothes Doodles' face. The other guys, you guys will all wake up. You haven't been asleep that long, like an hour. You'll wake up to all this racket.
What the hell?
Rachel comes away. Okay, guys, no, we're out of here. Let's go. Come on. Nope. Let's go. Come on. Time to go.
No. I'm not going
You're
anywhere.
right. You're right.
Hi.
All right. That's cool. Medina's staying here. Come on. Antonio, we got to go. She's speaking in Dutch now.
Whoa! Get
I'm
up!
not going anywhere.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, we're out of here. Come on.
Why?
No.
This is not worth it. I'm not saying here. Come on.
Hold on. Both of you. I point to the two Doodles. Both of you, stop. What is this? Why is that
Bedclothes Doodles swings the half-broken chair again and cracks bartender Doodles really good across the jaw with a sickening crunch sound. Blood sprays out of his face, and bartender Doodle falls to the ground. The bedclothes Doodle stands over him and continues bashing at his head with the broken chair.
Stop.
Hospitality
Please.
is done. Let's go. Come on.
No. I need to find out.
Not one, but hopefully.
I step across the room and I shove bedclothes Doodle.
Okay, shove him how? Just like try to knock him down?
Shove him over the body so that he trips over the body and falls.
Sure. He does. He falls. And you now hear footsteps upstairs. Lots of footsteps upstairs. It seems that the guests have been roused.
Fuck.
Gee, I wonder why.
Please, sir.
We're about to have like 50 Doodles come down.
He says, "What was that thing? Why does it have my face?"
Well, we assumed it was you, to be honest. He let us in. He made us wine, made us food, let us, said we could
Who are
sleep
you?
Dead body across the road. Twin merchants of evil. Nope, I've had enough. Come on, guys.
What dead body?
There's a dead body on the road. I prayed for him. Like, I'm definitely going to have to pray in this place. God damn.
I checked the dead. I assume bartender Doodles is dead.
You check him to see if he's alive. You can roll him over to try to breathing, and he's not.
Has his face changed?
What's going on down here? As
We
about 10 men start coming down the stairs.
right. Can I just say, right? We are not trespassers. We assumed this was the bartender, the man who owned this place.
Does anybody have weapons drawn? Nobody has weapons drawn, do they?
No, I haven't drawn one.
Rachel had weapons drawn earlier.
But I said I put them away, and then I just started heading to the door.
Okay, you've left then.
Yeah.
Wait, who just left?
One of our crew, because to be honest, when she saw two of
who
these
murdered
same
that man? Wait,
What?
that's the bartender.
And I point to the other bartender.
They killed
Yes.
Doodles.
We didn't kill Doodles.
No, I'm Doodles, you idiots. Don't you recognize me? Wait, what's going on? And like now they're all, like, you basically got 6 younger in shape looking men, and 4 middle-aged, considerably obese men, all in their night clothes. They all have weapons in their hands, but they're not brandishing them, if you will. You know, the young men, the 6 young men, all have rapiers. The 4 obese men are all holding daggers, and they're just kind of like shouting back and forth, like, "What's going on? We can't let them leave. Somebody should go out and get the one that left.
No, hold on.
They've committed a crime."
We have not committed a crime.
Doodle says, "No, I'm the one who did that. I killed it because it was impersonating me."
Like, please let me explain. Right. So the dead man He let us in. Well, we came in. We assumed he was the bartender. He made us food. He made us drink. He said we could sleep down here. We assumed he was the man who owned this place, and then all of a sudden, we wake up to the real man who owned this place.
He's not the
And
man
then
who
there's
owns
two
this.
of
I'm
them.
the man who owns this place.
Well, yes. Well, there's two of you. Clearly, you both look alike.
I've owned it for several years now.
Yes, and the man who is behind the bar, he said he's been here for several years.
They're speaking in German, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, these guys are all speaking in German too. Rachel, what did you do when you went outside?
She's in back getting her riding gear on the horse. Nope, this is just too weird for me. This shit's just not gonna hang. Not hanging around demon possessed bars. No, sir. Hung around a demon possessed wizard tower. That was enough for me. The wizard. I bet he's behind this shit. She's just like getting her horse, like strapping it in. Like,
Wait, the one left. We should check the horses.
No, don't. Right, all of you stay. And I speak Spanish to Antonio. Go get Rachel.
All right.
I'll be damned if I'm going to trust you. And
One of you can go with him. Or two of
it'll
you.
be more than one.
3 of you go with him then.
Two of us and 2 of you. So 2 of the young men and 2 of the older men.
Okay, Antonio and Cole, you better go with them because you don't.
So I turn to Cole and I wave with me.
Okay.
No.
I made some signs, like I'm doing sign language to Antonio, the Italian, like I'm communicating with him.
I waggle my fingers around and go, nod, and we head out.
Okay. Yeah, Rachel will be starting to saddle up her horse. What's going on here? Where are you going?
oh, they're talking to me.
Yeah, they're talking to you.
Oh yeah, Rachel's definitely putting a hand on her gun. She's not pulling it out yet, but she's like, "Nope, I'm not staying here. No, like I was gonna give this place. I tried it. There's a dead body across the road. Nope,
Dead body? What are you talking about?
dead body across the road, stabbed in the back. And
Give
then,
me a wisdom check.
huh?
Give me a wisdom check.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The 2 young men raise their rapiers and say, "You better come with us, miss. We need to sort out what's going on here."
Rachel,
Anywhere.
they raise their rapiers. She pulls both of her pistols and aims them right back. Nope, you're not taking me anywhere. Sorry. Nope, it's not going to happen because I am about to ride away from this freaky ass
What's
place.
happened to the horses?
As for my companions,
Where'd all these horses come from? We only had 4 horses. How many horses did you have? Well, we had 4 as well. Well, these travelers have horses. Yes, but look at how many horses there are in here. Nearly 20 horses. Look, this one has the same identification number as my horse, which is right here.
Okay, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Miss, we better go inside and figure out what's going on here. There's something weird going on.
Okay, yeah, I don't disagree.
They check first, see, yeah, look, our horses have been doubled. There are 8 white horses and 8, I can't remember the color, 8 of the not white horses.
So they're looking over the horses then?
Chestnut colored, that's what it was. Yes, they are. They're checking and seeing, yes, indeed, each one has been duplicated.
I kind of wander over and see what they're doing and try and make out if I can figure out what the heck they're talking about.
Go ahead and give me a D6 roll.
5.
No. You have spent like a lot of time around German-speaking people, but
Yeah,
picked up enough the language to understand. One of the merchants says, "Well, the horses are worth money. The way I see it, each of these branded horses belongs to us."
wait. Don't you see that the bartender had a duplicate? Okay? What the fuck are these horses?
And one of the younger men says, "Yes, and there's more. We should all go in the bar and talk."
I mean, they're obviously not horses, right? Because, horses don't just fucking appear out of thin goddamn air. Something is duplicating them.
Feels like a horse, smells like a horse.
Yeah, until it bites your fucking face off. Rachel's out of the stables. She's not feeling safe. She's gonna say, "We should check upstairs."
Antonio,
Check upstairs.
Antonio, the Spanish. I just had a question for you. Did you translate verbatim what the guy was telling us eventually? Everything he said to you and Rachel in German?
He's talking to you, Medina.
Oh, me.
During the dinner?
Yeah, I would have, yeah.
Okay.
But it was a lot of art shit. I stopped listening.
I go over to Antonio the Italian out in the barn with me and act like I'm trying to go in his ear, but I'm whispering in Dutch that, remember the guy said he could paint? He could draw men's souls into his painting?
Well,
Maybe he can duplicate things. His painting.
Well, he didn't live, did he? He's dead now, so I don't imagine he'll be duplicating anything else.
Well, I mean, maybe the guy himself duplicates it by his painting. The original. I don't know. I have a wild imagination. You know that.
Rather fascinating idea.
Give me a stealth roll, Rob.
I use for stealth.
1d6.
Okay.
Actually, you can make one too, and Merrick. So Antonio and Cole both make stealth rolls.
5, no.
A 6, no.
Oh, you speak Dutch, one of the merchants says. I speak Dutch as well. Where are you from?
Fortunate.
You're from the provinces.
I'm from Florence. I've traveled through there, though, and I picked up the language along the way. What was so fascinating about your horses?
Hey, Rachel has been
They're all duplicated.
inside, by the way.
Not yet. You've got two men with rapiers standing between you and the door. You'll all go together, they say.
Okay, well, then Rachel will kind of like lift her guns and see if they will, cooperate putting their swords away.
They say, if you will cooperate with us and not go wandering off on your own and acting like you own this fucking place, we'll put our swords away and you can put your guns away.
She'll slowly start to put her guns away.
And they'll lower their swords because they just care. No, they'll probably put them in sheaths. Yeah, they'd have their scabbards, but they don't, they're in their night clothes, so they're just holding them.
Yeah,
they'll scabbard their swords.
And she'll say, look, I suggest we all go back inside because, whatever these horses are, I don't trust them to be horses at this moment.
Right. You there, are you speaking Dutch? Right.
Rachel will start speaking in Dutch as well.
We've just recently been in Amsterdam. Do you not speak German? They say to you guys, Antonio and Cole.
What language are they talking in?
Dutch.
Unfortunately, no. I did pick it up through my travels, though. I also speak a smattering of other languages.
We did a performance there recently. We speak enough Dutch to get along. Oh. Come, we're all heading back to the inn, to the bar, to talk this over.
And I turned to the ass again because my question didn't get answered. What was so fascinating about the horses?
Oh, he said, yeah. Look, they're all duplicated. There's a double of each white horse and a double of each chestnut horse.
See, are there any
horses? Your horses haven't doubled.
No.
Why is that?
Perhaps they have not been here long enough.
Did the bar?
Some strange sorcery heading on here. I shudder. And
did Cole say that idea about the bartender being able to duplicate souls out loud?
No. He was whispering it earlier to Antonio. Not whispering it quietly enough to not be to
I check-
not be at least partially overheard. But yeah,
I go to two of the horses that are branded with the same number, and I look at their eyes to see if there's any kind of strange reflections in them.
in the horses,
Yes.
no,
I don't notice anything.
Just you can't tell. Like each horse and its duplicate looks exactly the same. You can't tell them apart.
Hmm.
They all just seem like horses, healthy horses.
Something is duplicating things. Why would they duplicate horses? I mutter in Italian.
It's witchcraft. One of the dancers says. Oh, sorry, you say it in Italian.
Yeah.
Well, he says it anyway. Witchcraft, he says, and he makes like
And
makes a cross sign.
I nod.
Did the bartender bleed? The one that got hit with the thing and died? Did he bleed?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
both
yeah, yeah.
bled.
He they both bled, and he died from a blunt trauma to the head.
I find a petri dish and I put the blood in it and I check for reactions. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So you guys regather inside. Excuse me. Pardon me. Ooh. Wow, I swallowed incorrectly. I can't talk or swallow. So you regroup inside the bar. Doodle's still there. The dead Doodles now has a blanket laid over him, although there's a good-sized pool of blood and staining on the blanket as well. There are four of you.
I immediately go over there again and pull back the thing to look at his face and check to see if it's changed at all.
Has not.
All right, and I flip the blanket back down.
So there's the four of you, the six dancers, or sorry, the dancers. Sorry, they're originally dancers in the adventure I'm using. The six actors, and the four merchants. And one of the actors says to the group, he says, "The horses, our horses and their horses," he gestures towards the merchants, "have all been doubled as well, just like our bartender here. And just like, what was it? Let me go back to guests. Here we go. Right. And just like Theodore here earlier, and the German actors all like kind of taking sharp breaths and make cross signs.
What language are they speaking now? German still, or?
Yeah, they're speaking German
Okay.
because it's what they're comfortable with.
Right.
And he's forgotten about the fact that you guys also speak Dutch and don't speak German. But oh, yes.
Rachel is going to say she'll just ask in Dutch, whatever. Like, is there anyone else upstairs?
No, we're all here.
Okay, I suggest we all go check upstairs just to make sure.
In German, I just go. Is there a basement or anywhere else here? Ushering to the owner.
A cellar?
Yes. a cellar.
Sure. Yes.
Can we check it?
Doodle says yes. There's a cellar, access from the kitchen.
Okay. Can you show me to it?
He says, I will take you there. Perhaps one of you wants to come with, and one man steps forward and says, yes, I want to go with you. And one of the merchants also comes and says, I want to go with you as well.
Rachel, and that you stay here, keep an eye around, and maybe one of you go upstairs or something.
Well, Rachel's already said she wants to go upstairs. So again, one of the dancers or the actors will say, Tobias, you go with her upstairs to check.
Before anybody leaves the room, I say, could everyone hold for a moment in Dutch? And I go over to one of the blankets and I start cutting strips out of it, one for everybody. And I say, I suggest everyone tie this around their left arm, just in case more duplicates show up.
Oh. And they realize that you speak Dutch, and as it turns out, they all speak Dutch too, because the merchants trade a lot, and Dutch is a very important trading language. And the actors all were in Amsterdam for a while performing, so everybody can speak Dutch now.
Even the bartender?
Yes, the bartender as well.
I will ask him. I said, your doppelganger there said that he was a painter before he became a innkeeper. Is that true with you too?
How could he have known such a thing? Yes.
You
I was
done
a
any-
portrait painter. I
have
worked
you done
mostly for the wealthy.
Have you done any paintings recently, today?
I haven't done any painting in years.
Drawing?
Maybe occasionally, but I'm rather short on paper and ink these days.
Very well.
I hand out the strips to everybody.
Yeah, so everybody gets a strip of blanket to tie around their arm.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
That really ruins Troll's Droth look, you know.
Okay, so we'll go first with Rachel. Rachel, and she goes with an actor named Tobias and a merchant named Drahoslav. Drahoslav. Yeah. Up to check upstairs. So you can go room by room. They're all unlocked.
As before she leaves the room, I want to pull her aside and I whisper into her ear, "Look for the manuscript for the play, if you see it."
What are you whispering about over there? No secrets now.
We are travelers on the road. There's the folks here that are suspect with your doubled horses and your doubled bartender. I was just urging her for caution.
Everything was fine here until your group showed up. And then all of a sudden we had two
Well,
bartenders.
how can we know that? You know, when we came here, we had one good bartender who's now dead. For all we know, this bartender is a fucking demon, and he killed the real bartender to cover this whole thing up.
Whoa, Rachel, don't go accusing people, please.
Dude,
Don't want to make
excuse me. I was sleeping upstairs like any decent person would at this hour. What makes you think that I'm the demon and not this thing which you've been up drinking my wine and eating my food with all night? Did he charge you for that?
All right, look. Let's just,
You didn't pay, did you? Thieves! You see?
Right.
Yeah.
While the accusations fly.
I throw like a little pouch of silver on the bar.
Even better, Rachel takes out a gold coin, flicks it in his face, and says, there's your goddamn payment. Now can we go the fuck upstairs?
He takes it and bites on it and sticks it in his pocket.
A gold coin, by the way.
Rachel, you really need to calm down.
You don't tell me to calm down. You just joined this group. I'll shoot you too.
Well, fair enough if that's how you want to play it, but I'm just saying you need to be careful. You can't be making enemies of every single person you meet.
He does have a point. We must remain calm if we're going to get out of this situation.
Rachel pulls her aquabus from her back, begins to head upstairs.
Please hurry and check upstairs and in the cellar so we can tell you the rest of the story.
I go to the
make a decision.
Front door and make sure it's shut, and then I take a chair and I put it in front of it.
Okay.
And obviously,
Rachel will keep her
Doodle says, "I have a key for that,
Oh, then be my guest, please. If we can lock the door.
It's in my room.
Then never mind. We'll just use the chair for now.
I have a question. A memory question. When I was out in the barn, thinking back on it, would I have noticed any abnormal behavior from any of the horses compared to the duplicates?
Not at all.
Not at all.
None.
Wow.
Okay, so Rachel will head upstairs. She has her aquabus drawn, and she's
arquebus, the rifle.
Yes, her arquebus. Yeah, she has scatter shot in. She's like a shotgun, so she has that drawn, and she kind of just has it aimed down towards the door.
So whenever one of you draws a weapon, everybody else draws all their weapons because nobody trusts anybody. So
she's like, I'm going upstairs. If there's anything up there, I'm going to shoot it.
Yes, and I'm not going to let you get the jump on me if you decide to shoot me.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Just keep your weapons drawn. Search the rooms. Gosh.
So you go up and check. There are 10
babies.
There are 10 rooms, well, plus a large room at the end of the hall, which is probably Doodle's room because it's not just a bedroom. It's like a proper full, apartment pretty much. But you don't find any signs of anybody up there.
While Rachel is going room to room checking, can she roll a search to see if she happens to find the book at all that they're looking for?
You want to start going through people's belongings?
I mean, she's just gonna at a glance see if she's not gonna actually go through. If she can't just at a glance,
Okay.
then
No.
But okay.
Nope. No, you don't see. I mean, like everybody's got their stuff packed up, and
Right.
put away
Okay.
and stuff. So,
All right. So
Okay.
once she goes back in the hall, satisfied that no one else is upstairs, she'll nod and put her aqua bust away.
Good. And then they kind of lower their swords, and the actor lowers his sword. The merchant tucks his his dagger back in the sheath. You guys have
Rachel
back
raises her left arm to see if she wants the other two to do it as well, because she has a blanket wrapped around it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. She just wants to make sure that they also have blankets.
They do. Yeah. The strips of cloth. Yep. Same thing in the cellar. You go down there, Medina, with Yannick and Bartolome. There's nobody down there. Just bottles of wine, barrels of beer, bottles of schnapps and stuff.
Does there seem to be like
there's some meats and stuff as well would be kept in the cellar.
Does it look like there's? Can I see if there's like any secret entrance or anything like that? Like any?
Okay. Yeah, you can do a search check. It takes 10 minutes per 10-foot square area, 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay.
So the cellar, I would say it would take you about 40 minutes to search the whole place for secret doors and stuff.
Okay.
Do you want to spend that much time down here?
Yeah, I'll willingly spend that much time, even if it's pointless. But
Go for it.
Will I do?
Roll 4 search checks.
4. Well, I failed the.
Okay.
I failed the.
No, you don't find anything there in that corner. After the first 10 minutes, like a voice shouts down the stairs from above. What's going on down there? Is everyone all right? Yeah, Victor, we're fine. He's just searching to see if there's any secret, what'd you say, passageways or anything.
Yes. I passed the second one. I got 2 out of 2.
Okay. Yeah, you don't find anything in that one.
Okay. Failed the third one.
Okay.
And failed the fourth one.
Yeah, you don't find anything in the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast corners of the.
That was pointless.
So while he's down there searching, Rachel upstairs will say, "So, what play are you all going to perform next?" Just trying to make friendly conversation as her friend is down searching a basement.
I don't remember ever mentioning that we were actors.
Yeah, you said you were in.
Oh, they did actually, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, Victor, you did.
And possibly
you told her we did a show in Amsterdam.
And possibly fake bartender mentioned that you were on your way to perform somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a secret. It's a special piece that we are not willing to reveal until it's time to perform.
Trade secrets, lies.
Needless to say, it's a very rare piece, and as far as we know, one that's never been performed before. If you carry on to Prague with us after all of this, you're more than welcome to attend.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I could use a play after all of this. You should make a play about this.
Perhaps we will, if we all get out of here alive. So about a half hour later, Medina finally comes back up with the other guys who look exasperated.
I wanted to talk to Antonio the Italian, but while everybody was gone. And
not everybody was gone. There were still 4 dancers or 4 actors with you and 2 merchants. But,
okay.
And Doodles.
Yeah, better not then.
That was fucking pointless.
Fuck. Well, perhaps not entirely pointless. At least you proved that there's no secret ways in or out through the cellar.
Well, Why? The problem is why duplicate the innkeeper and duplicate the horses?
But it's
but
obviously
not anywhere else?
it's obviously some sort of witchcraft going on.
Hmm.
Earlier in the day, well, I guess it was yesterday now, when we were traveling through the rain, we overtook a wandering minstrel on the road.
Hmm.
We felt sorry for the miserable sod caught in that downpour, and we offered him a lift in our coach. However, after he got in,
One moment. Who's talking now?
this is Victor talking, the
One of the
leader of the actors.
The actors. Okay.
hmm You might remember Victor was the name of the manager of the group.
I do. I was just wondering who was telling the tale.
Okay, no, I just wanted to remind you, just in case you didn't remember that from the notes. However, after he got into the the coach, it was strange. I don't know how to explain it, but he just changed into an exact match for Theodore here. And you look now. Who was it? Oh, yeah, it was you actually. I suppose I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I guess in all the excitement, you're just now noticing, Medina, that yeah, that soaking wet body you found in the bush did look an awful lot like this actor.
It's so you guys killed that man.
Yes, a scuffle ensued. Everyone was obviously quite disturbed, and in the end, he was stabbed in the back. And
Oh God. So
frankly, we
prayed-
panicked. We were afraid of the hangman's noose for murder. So
I prayed for
knew
a
nobody
clean-
would believe us if we told them what really happened. So we dumped the body at the side of the road.
You didn't do a good job, to be honest. We noticed it straight away.
Oh, well,
mean,
please
it's-
forgive me. It's my first time.
The
And-
minstrel.
Not exactly a professional.
The problem is, I prayed for. If this is some witchcraft, I prayed for like a demon. What the fuck? Whatever's going on.
So
Anyway,
Please,
the fact that there are now two doodles, he says, gesturing at the body under the blanket, says, "Well, I guess maybe somebody will believe us after all."
but again, so you picked up a traveling minstrel, and then suddenly you had two of your troop. Was the other, what was his name? Tom?
Theodore.
Theodore? Was the other Theodore wearing the clothes of the minstrel?
No, they were wearing the same exact clothes. The minstrel's clothes changed as he changed to an exact match.
Did you see the change happen, or was it sudden?
Very sudden and disorienting as well.
So are you sure, and I look at Theodore, that you killed the right creature?
Theodore's jaw drops like, "What? Of course." And they're like, "Well, yes, of course we did."
But
We- The thought crossed our mind that perhaps we could have killed the wrong Theodore, but we had him perform some of his lines for the play that's coming up, and he did.
yes.
Surely that the minstrel would not have been able to do so with a play that has never been published or performed before.
Sure, I understand that. But here's a caveat to all of this. You found a creature in some person, and suddenly you had two of your troops. You disposed of what you thought was this doppelganger and came to this inn. Now there are two of the bartenders, and as I understand it, the bartender, the fake, we will call him for now, dead on the floor, seemed to have all the knowledge of our living bartender here, innkeeper, knowing about all his past as a painter. And
it gets real quiet to where like only Antonio's voice is the only sound going on, and the rain, of course, outside.
so if you
Everybody's looking at everybody kind of suspiciously.
destroyed the creature and came here, who's to say that you did not accidentally kill your companion? And I look at Theodore again, and brought the creature with you to continue his shenanigans. Demonic.
I want to test your fairly quick. Theodore, how much copper are in your shoes?
And you hear the sound of the back door opening and closing.
I do not look away from anybody.
and you can hear a girl's voice humming in the kitchen.
What the fuck?
Theodore says, What? I'm sorry, what?
How many copper do you have in your books?
Don't know. 5 or 6.
No, check. Show me.
But they're up in my room.
Oh, fuck.
He's standing there in his night clothes.
Fuck.
Did the person in the bush look like this Theodore here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
So, again, I don't think that really proves anything.
Victor looks over at Doodles and says, "Who is in the kitchen?" And Doodles says, "That must be Nicole. She's the serving girl. She should be getting breakfast ready soon."
I shout out, Nicole, please come to the main room.
And the humming stops,
That's a good idea.
and the door swings open, and a young and relatively ugly girl walks in. What's going on?
Do you speak Dutch?
What is this man saying? She says, looking at Doodles.
Rachel speaks up in German. Don't freak out. Just have a seat. We have business going on.
Actually, hold on.
Rachel does not have a good charisma.
Hold on one moment. I'm just trying to find something here.
The fake bartender was drinking with us, right? Did he eat anything?
Yeah, actually, she is. Yeah, she's speaking kind of like a broken German. Okay, cool. And what did you say to her, Rachel? I had to look to see if she actually speaks German.
Well, I mean,
Because German is not the native tongue in this area, actually.
oh, okay. So I did. Well, what language was she speaking then?
Oh no, she was speaking broken German because Doodles speaks
Oh, okay.
better German than Czech.
Okay,
Czech would be the regional language.
Okay, so she.
But after the 1620s, German kind of became equal with the Czech language. So.
Okay. Rachel said, "Don't freak out. Please sit down. Like, we kind of have an issue going on at the moment."
What's going on? Doodles, what happened to your head? Are you in trouble? Doodles says, "No, everything's okay, Nicole. Please just do as I say. Come, sit down. We have a situation here." She looks at the blanket on the floor with the blood pool around it. Says, "What is that?"
That's Doodles.
What? What?
Yep. It's exactly our reaction.
And she panics. She starts to hyperventilate. She puts her hand up on her chest and she turns and runs for the kitchen, and faints and collapses kind of in the door between the kitchen and the bar.
Well, at least she didn't run away outside. One of you men want to handle that?
Doodle says, "I will. She's my serving girl." He goes over and kind of helps her up and kind of leads her over to a chair and gets her a glass of water from behind the bar. Would they have water? Probably not. Gets her a glass of wine from behind the bar.
I
And
have had another thought. Excuse me, Doodles.
yes.
Do you have any identifying scars, not obvious, on your body? Like on your chest or an upper arm, your leg, your back?
Well, I've got the remains of a nasty rash that I got in my youth that has kind of stuck with me over the years.
And where is it located?
He starts undoing his pants.
Okay. And I watch.
and whips out and shows you his genital warts.
I see. So I walk over to the blanket and I pull it aside and I open the front of the corpse's pants and
And Nicole freaks out, starts trying to get up out of the chair, but she just starts hyperventilating and her legs kick out stiff, and she goes almost catatonic when she sees the body.
I just pulled it. I didn't pull away from the face, but still, she's obviously a body now. But
Yeah.
I just lifted up from the bottom so I can just get to the legs,
Mhm.
and I open the front of his trousers, and
Yeah, he's got matching genital warts. Exact same warts, the exact same spots.
Interesting.
What
So
the fuck?
whatever is copying people makes it exact. And I close it back up, or I just fold the blanket back over.
Victor, the leader of the acting troupe, says, "Listen,
Hmm.
obviously it's some kind of witchcraft, something
Indeed.
going on here. Someone should go to the nearest town and get the priest."
But who would go?
I guess I better go as I am a man of God.
Well, you all look to be hardier than us, better armed at least.
Yes, but should we all really go? We shouldn't really. I
The
should at
merchants
least
say,
go.
"Well, now hold on a second. We don't have any evidence that any of these duplicates have any malicious intent. They don't seem to be malevolent. All of the conflict so far has been caused by panic and assumption of wrongdoing. Don't animals usually sense evil? Well, there's a bunch of horses in there that aren't duplicate. At least half of them, more counting yours, and they're all calm."
Yes, but there might be some more effects along the way. Maybe the longer they stay as a duplicate, they might get more aggressive or something like that. We just
And
haven't.
Nicole starts to talk again. I want to go home. I want to go home.
You're
But
going to have to wait here.
I don't want to go alone. Please don't make me go alone, she says, looking at Doodles.
Where does she live?
Argyle. It's about 20 minutes from here.
Is it the next
There's a
town?
priest there.
Okay.
Yes, it's the nearest village.
I guess we can take her with, well, whoever's going to come with me, because we better go get this priest. Keep everyone at ease.
Rachel would like to kind of go to Antonio, not to Valente, and she wants to like kind of ask him lowly, where no one is listening, like, can you not do some of that thing where you detect
No,
those auras?
I'm not prepared for something like that.
Give me a stealth roll, Rachel.
Oh, great. Oh, right. I don't have my dice. I gotta roll a thing. I rolled a 4, which is probably not enough.
Nope.
Victor points his scabbarded rapier in your direction, says, "I said no secrets."
Ah.
What are you whispering about there?
We're just concerned about the weather and the girl. I mean,
The fact that people are
look, this is a little hard on all of us.
Merchants.
You don't mind getting your rapier out of my face? I mean, I haven't pulled my weapons again.
One of the merchants speaks up and says, "Well, we'll volunteer. Our group will go and get the priest." And
Oh, why should we trust you?
the actor's like, no, we don't trust them. They'll try to run off with their horses.
I will definitely go, but my problem is how, if all 4 of us went, how do we trust you guys? You guys could all be duplicates in different ways. How do we know that some of you aren't duplicates?
Well, someone should take or Nicole with them, Doodle says.
Well,
The girl wants to go home.
I will take her, because I will go. But obviously Rachel or Antonio or that could come with me.
Oh, we lost Rob. I just realized he's not in the chat. I wonder what happened.
How about a bow break and see if he comes back?
His device is not connected. I can see you there, but you need to fix your microcam before I can add you to the stream, Rob. Got that device is not connected thing coming up again.
Yeah, I could use a double break.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up pretty soon anyway. But yeah, go ahead and take 5.
All right, be right back.
Cool. Man, I had myself stocked up on snacks and water and stuff. I just forgot all about bio breaks.
Yeah, I'm all sorted.
Had some lovely smoked cheese and crackers earlier. British cheese, actually.
Oh, British. What
Yeah,
kind of British?
usually I buy Irish, but it was oak smoked cheddar.
Hmm.
I can't remember the name of the brand or anything. Just said product of Britain on it, so it had a big old English flag or British flag, I should say.
Got it. Hello?
Yep, I got you. We're just having a quick bio break. I think Merrick had to go potty. So did Crystal. You didn't miss much anyway. They're just arguing over who's going to go, and
Well, I am definitely going.
See what I'm thinking is this thing. I mean, there's multiples of it now. Started off as one. It made one copy, and then it went on and duplicated horses, the bartender, etc. So it's really not one creature. It'd be more like.
You discussing who's been duplicated so far?
Yeah, I'm just saying it can't be one creature per se, because it's multiplying almost like a spore or a fungus or something like that would multiply.
Yeah, it started with one, as far as we know.
Yes.
Then it duplicated Theodore. Then they got to they killed one of the duplicates.
Back.
Duplicated the horses got duplicated, and
Hey.
got duplicated.
I just want to say, we have a job to do. It's going to end in the death of most of these guys anyway.
You're saying this out loud with all these guys here?
No, I'm just saying it meta.
All right.
Oh yeah, I already got that in mind.
So the actors don't trust the merchants to go. They also don't trust that if they go, that the merchants will stay put. They'll probably run off. So they don't want to go. They said it has to be one of you.
I will go.
Has to be from your group. And like Doodle said, you guys have to got to take Nicole back with you, and then bring the priest back.
Honestly,
and about that time, you hear the kitchen door open, the back door open.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
I turn and look at Rachel.
You hear somebody humming in the kitchen.
And I point at Nicole.
Oh, shit.
Hey!
I see us riding up the road.
And the swinging door between the kitchen and the bar swings open, and Nicole walks in and says, "Who's been messing about in the kitchen?"
What?
And at this point, the other Nicole passes out and faints, and the newly arrived Nicole looks and sees her and also passes out and faints.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I raise an eyebrow and I look at the rest of the room. I guess no one's going anywhere.
I guess we're fucking stuck here.
Okay, somebody needs to take the proprietor aside and take the handmaiden or milkmaiden or whatever you want to call it, kitchen help aside, each one, and each one of the trophies of her, and ask what they remember happening within the last 3 hours or 6 hours. It has to be something where they suddenly diverge.
You are right. We better. There has to be a point of interest between each.
Doodle
ongoing
says,
back and forth.
why don't you take them both to see the priest in Argyle? He will have more experience with dealing with these kind of things.
You got a point. And
If-
The issue there, though, is do these creatures spread?
Exactly.
They seem to be doing. Do we want to possibly bring such a creature to a town where it could overwhelm the population?
well,
I don't know that you have much other choice. That's where the priest is.
honestly, the thing
Just
that
take them directly to the church.
what I'm
Maybe
thinking.
you should. Maybe you should not go alone. He says, looking at Medina.
No, we don't take the girls. Both girls stay here because, again, like my compadre said, we can't trust that it might spread. Even if it's to the priest, then you got two priests, and then what if it spreads to the other people? We can't risk that, so the girl must stay here. I guess me and one of either Rachel, Antonio, or Cole goes.
And then we risk that we come through the front door looking for a place to stay out of the pouring rain.
Yes, but then at least they know that that's not us, because they know that we've gone to the town, so if two more of us come in, they can just kill them.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that I'm wearing an arquebus, 2 pistols, a sword, and I have chainmail armor on.
Okay. You're like
Um,
heavily encumbered, yeah.
No, I'm saying she's telling him this. Like, if we come through the front door and then they think, that's not us and attack, like, well, I'm still alive.
Yes, but what if let's say, because we don't really know, what if the doppelganger, as we can call them, what if they don't know our attack patterns? So maybe they're not. Obviously, we know they can get a bit violent, while they will defend themselves, but maybe they
That
don't know.
one knew everything about painting and has the exact same genital warts in the same place. Fairly sure that, look, and that's the thing. I don't want to fight.
Well, all this is going on, I'm
Mine.
staring at Theodore, just kind of eyeballing him.
He's looking back at you, like nervously, like
What?
he's obviously just very nervous.
I'm going to talk to Tony, the Italian, and just he speaks more eloquently and more languages than I do, so he can probably explain what I'm going to talk to him about. I think this Theodore is the problem, and they killed the wrong one to begin with. Do you
What
feel
language
that
you
way?
saying this in?
What language am I
language?
saying in?
Yeah.
We only have one common language.
Yeah,
Dutch?
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not talking.
Interesting.
I'm talking to him aside somewhere. I'm not going to talk right in front of them. Like move off to the corner or whatever.
All right, roll stealth to see if you can do so without them noticing you're wandering off to share secrets again.
Oh boy, I'm failed.
Hey, no secrets. If you
I
can say
made
it to
it.
him, you can say it to all of us.
Okay, well.
Indeed.
um,
So
same.
my sticking point right now is that you were the first to encounter this. Let's call it the doppelganger. And you came to the inn, and more of these creatures are appearing. I can only point to one common source of infection. And again, I look at Theodore.
Infection? What makes you think it's an infection?
Oh, just using a word.
Maybe it comes from the inn. We picked up the entertainer near here, after all.
Doodles.
All the other doppelgangers have appeared here.
Doodles, did you recently have a traveling minstrel in your inn?
No, I haven't encountered any minstrels. Of course, he would say that if he has something to do with this, wouldn't he?
Hmm. But you're the
Perhaps,
first duplicate.
perhaps he's the one behind it all, and this thing, he gestures at the body, was just a cover, a distraction.
Who's saying this? Victor?
No, this is one of the merchants.
One of the merchants. Hmm.
To be safe for all of us and possibly for the whole area, we need to put anybody that has a suspicion or contact aside. And everybody that is that way. The innkeeper, the two girls, and Theodore under suspicion because they
Not to
are their
mention,
only
when we all
links.
woke up this morning, you were all in the room with one of those things, so I suppose you were all under suspicion as well.
Hmm.
Victor
Indeed.
says.
But none of us have shown a doppelganger so far.
Exactly.
Yes, but then we come to the fact that you want one of us or two of us to go to the to get a priest, but then if you think we're infected, then we can't go there.
Is
If we
there a
risk
way
it.
to signal the town from here?
Is there a what?
A way to signal the town from here?
No.
It's still raining, huh?
Oh, it's pouring. Yep.
Yeah, Rachel's gonna walk down to like the end of the bar. She's gonna start grabbing some alcohol out from underneath it, pouring herself a glass.
But
Doodle says,
God.
"Hey, you'll have to pay for that."
What about
I
the
gave you a gold. I'm fairly sure gold would cover any expense I'd have in this shithole.
He looks offended. And just
Oh,
kind of
right, be careful.
stops talking.
The innkeeper, he understands Dutch, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And I'll look at the other guys and say, "Do you mind if I interview the innkeeper privately?"
Yes, I
report-
do. Why do you
You-
want to do it quite privately?
Because some questions I may ask may offend you.
Well, I don't see. We're all in this together now. None of us trust each other.
How do you feel about the war, innkeeper?
He says, "I hate it. It's a stupid thing.
I have an idea.
People killing each other for more money, more power, more land.
Look,
It'll be
I
the end
see.
of the empire, I'll tell you."
It's exactly what the other guy said. How surprising.
I have an idea, though. We
It
have
drove me from my home to Bohemia.
I have an idea. We have two Nicoles here. We know, or at least we can assume, that the doppelganger has all the memories of the person when they created their duplicate. We can just assume that for now.
I would assume the doppelganger probably assumes it's real, or at least plays very well.
Yes, but here's
Say it as.
my idea. Separate the two girls. Tell one of them some information. And then ask the other girl a question about that and see if, if they are able to answer that question. Like, you tell one girl a number, and you tell the other girl a different number. And then you go and you ask the other girl if she knows that number, what number she was told. If they match, then we can know that there is still some sort of link. And that just makes everything that much harder.
Rachel would like to. She's standing behind the bar. You said that there were windows that could see out into the stables from behind the bar, right?
No, I never said that. But
Oh, okay.
where you got that from?
We could see the innkeeper from the outside, from the front,
Yeah,
but not from
yeah.
the
Oh, okay. Rachel says,
There'd probably be windows in the back from the kitchen, but
Can she see the stables from the windows back there, or
yeah, it's but say you'd be able to see the garage, not into the
Is
garage.
it-
But you'd be able to see the garage.
are the same number of horses still there?
Well, you'd have to go into the garage to find out.
All right, yeah. Rachel will grab her drink. She's gonna head to the kitchen. She's not gonna care if anyone tries to stop her. She's gonna go anyway.
Yeah,
And
Victor's gonna go with you.
she'll just open up the back door and see how many horses are back there.
Still the same. There are 19.
Okay. Still, but that's how many there were earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I thought they said 20 earlier.
Nearly 20, you said.
And our horses haven't multiplied or anything then.
They have not.
So, what say you to my experiment?
Say it in front of the girls?
Let's try it.
No, we tell one girl privately a number.
Right.
We tell the other girl privately a different number.
But you're not saying that where the girls are sitting here in front of us.
The girls are unconscious.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or pretending to be. It doesn't matter. We haven't said any number yet. And then we ask the other if she knows what number, to say what number were you told.
Okay, but what would that prove?
It would prove whether or not knowledge transfers even after the duplication occurs.
But maybe they won't want to say the number, so they just don't say it, though.
Well, then I would assume that person's the doppelganger, and I would suggest we take their head.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah,
The thing is,
proved it.
we've got nothing to lose.
It's a simple question. It's not.
This is all taking too long. If you're going to get the priest, get it over with. Otherwise, we're leaving, the merchants say.
Right, okay. Let's do
Rachel
it.
walks back to the end of the bar again.
Right, I've got a thing. Okay, Antonio Cole, you two do what Antonio suggests and do the thing with the numbers.
The problem is I don't speak German, and I don't. Do
Okay.
I speak Czech?
Roll.
Let's find out if I speak Czech. I do. I rolled a 1.
Wow, okay, yeah.
All right. I'll put that on my little list here.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if Rachel speaks Czech?
Sure, roll it.
I got a 1 or a 2, and I rolled a 1, so Rachel also speaks Czech.
All right.
Okay, so let us separate the girls across the bar from each other.
Makes more sense for Rachel, I suppose.
Make sure they do not have line of sight with each other so they can't see each other. Have their backs facing one another.
Okay.
Separate them across the bar, though.
I will just say quickly before you get on with it. Unless if anyone wants to come with me, I am going to walk to the nearest town. And I am going to get the priest.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's a doppelganger of me. I will just strangle it to death.
Right. Well.
So if I walk back in, don't kill me. Just wait until I come back and I will just kill my doppelganger.
Okay. I don't think that's a good idea, really. I kind of have maybe a better idea.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to spell Czech. I can apparently speak it, but not spell it.
Czech.
Yeah, no, I got it. Okay. Okay. Rachel says, I maybe got a slightly better idea before we start with the whole maids and and all that. Rachel grabs her scatter shot. She points it at the group of people in a 40-foot range, and she fires. It's scatter shot. So if I remember correctly, I think it's a save versus breath weapon. If they succeed, they take half of a d6. And if they fail, it's a full d6. I believe that's correct.
Let me just check that out. Yeah, something like that, all right.
What the fuck is going on?
Rachel's going murder hobo.
Oh, God.
Yeah, 45-degree area.
45
fact,
degree area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
She's got
So
the
everyone
Jeremy
in that
disease.
little area. Rachel's done with this shit.
I'm getting
Okay.
ready to do my prayers.
So you are going to hit potentially all of the dancers, all of the merchants, doodles, and one of the Nicoles
Great. I rolled a 5.
for your damage. Did
Yep.
you roll for the misfire?
Oh, I haven't.
It's going to be a 1 or 2 misfire because your weapon is you're still damp.
6.
Okay, cool. So saving throws. Well, let's do first Doodles. Doodles is dead. Nicole. Oh, hold on a second here. Let me double check hit points. In fact, hold on. Better double check this because it might just automatically kill everybody. See how many hit points NPCs are meant to have here.
I think it's 1d4.
No. I'm talking about for this specific scenario.
Oh, okay.
Not in general. There was a section on NPCs. I'm just trying to remember where it was. Yeah, this is all about the PCs. NPCs were. I think it was 3 to 5. Shit. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. Village. This. Oh. It's probably here. There's a section here about combat, right? Yeah, okay. So, let me just roll to see. Yeah, Nicole is not dead, but she's badly wounded. Now, on to Victor, the manager of the theater company, is wounded but not killed. Tobias is killed. Yannick is killed. Gunther is killed. Ruprecht is not killed, just wounded. And Theodore is killed. Merchants. Drahoslav is killed. Bartolome is killed. Dalimil is killed. And Zikmund is not killed. So one of the merchants is still alive. 2 of the actors are still alive, and Nicole is still alive. So the gun goes off, boom! Black smoke pouring out, and pretty much everybody hits the ground.
In the name of God, what the fuck?
And I shut up.
Now,
What are you doing?
What the
now I need morale checks for those who are still alive. Victor and Nicole.
Have you guys seen The Hateful Eight?
Okay, so the surviving merchant
I have.
and the 2 surviving actors are trying to scramble for the door.
No,
Nicole is just sitting in a chair in shock.
Should we roll for initiative?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just
Initiative is a D6, right? Plus.
D6 plus or minus your dexterity modifier, correct. Plus 4 if you're wielding a prepared missile weapon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
But you already fired your scatter shot, so yours is not prepared.
6.
I have 2 pistols on me.
Yeah, but you don't have them drawn.
Ah, right. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, Medina is he's saying prayers in every single language you can speak, and he's just like, what the fuck? He's used to violence, but not that cold, especially from someone.
Right.
That poor innocent lady.
How did
over in the corner?
Rob and Antonio do on? Sorry, Cole and Antonio. How did you guys do on
I
initiative?
got a 4.
Cole. Rob, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What do I need to do? I had to do
Initiative.
something. Initiative. All right. A D6.
Yep, D6 plus or minus your dex modifier.
I rolled a 2, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it.
Okay, so 6 first. I think that was you, Medina.
Yeah. Honestly, Medina would literally want to probably shoot Rachel, but I'm not.
Yeah, he's
you
a good
think
Catholic
that's-
boy, right? I'm sure he's
If you
opposed
think
to
that's
wanton
what,
murder.
I just want to say, if you think that's what your character would do, do it. Don't not try to kill me, because I'm a player. Like, if that's honestly
Yeah, I know. I know.
take.
I know.
Like,
Because
your characters, honestly.
I'm trying to think of what he would do as a Catholic as well. Like, I don't think he'd be in
Probably wouldn't commit murder
No.
just because somebody else committed murder.
No, he'd be in a lot of shock right now.
Okay, so he's standing there in shock.
Yeah, he wouldn't do anything. I think
Okay.
he would literally be so shocked.
Next on initiative, I think it was a 4. So that's you, Antonio. The real Antonio. The original Antonio. Also standing in shock?
Yeah, I mean, holy fuck.
Okay. And the merchant and the 2 surviving actors run out the door into the rain. Then we get down to 2s. So that would be Rachel and Cole.
Rachel will, which door are the merchants running out of?
Oh, the front door. Yeah. They're not going to. You guys were over by the bar, so they're not going towards the kitchen. They're heading out the front door away from you.
Do they get out the front door in time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're running.
I mean, Rachel will.
Unencumbered.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Okay. Rachel will. She'll jump over the bar if she can. I'll make a check or something if I need to.
I don't think you were behind the bar. You were just by the bar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, she will run out and she'll basically scream, "What the fuck are you doing? Don't let them get away!" As she's moving towards the and pulling her gun.
Okay. Oh, let's see here. Okay. So, you're drawing your pistol, running out into the rain. You see the 2 dancers are kind of running up the road, back the way you came from, basically. The merchant is running into the, kind of running off the road, through the bushes and kind of heading towards some trees. But you don't have much visibility for too far anyway because of the rain. So, Cole, what was Cole doing as Rachel shouts at and runs out the door with her pistol?
Walking over to the Antonios and talking to them. Asked them, "Do you believe that what the shit she just did for us? She's a lone wolf. And one that needs to be put down, apparently. That causing nothing but problems."
Can't forgive.
I'm just shaking my head in utter shock.
Okay.
I can't forgive that kind of coldness.
I'm not riding with somebody that takes all our lives in jeopardy just because she had an idea in her head.
What the fuck?
So Rachel, when you get out to the porch, you see, like I said, the two merchants running. The two actors running up the road, and the merchants kind of running off the right through the bush, the bush, and off into the, heading towards some trees.
She would at least like to try to quickly.
What's your encumbrance level?
Let's see. Well, I mean, my I just have the stuff that was on me. I mean, I would have left my backpack and everything in the bar, so.
Mm-hmm.
So I only have 5
chainmail, right?
So yeah, so 5 chainmail, and then the only thing I have on me would be my medium weapon, my arquebus, and my 2 pistols. Oh, and my firebomb.
Shot bag.
That would have been in my back.
Armor? Okay.
In my backpack.
So how many points of encumbrance do you have? 2?
One
1. Okay.
for chainmail.
Cool.
That's it.
No problem. So yeah, so you're able to keep relatively the same distance from them. What do you want to do?
I mean, as she runs out the front door before her guns get too wet, she's gonna at least try to aim the pistol that she pulled towards the merchants and try to shoot one of
Towards
them.
the merchant or the 2 actors?
Whichever one was on the road.
That's the 2 actors.
Okay, the actors then. Yeah.
Yep, no problem. Give me a D10 roll.
Okay. Probably a lot higher chance of misfiring this time. I rolled a 5.
Wet conditions. Okay, and what about flintlock? Right. Okay. So it's quadrupled because it's wet. So you rolled a 5. Gun goes off.
Yeah.
No problem. You'd misfire on 1 to 4.
Okay.
Gun
I rolled
goes off.
19 to
Boom.
hit.
Yeah, you hit one of those actors. I'll roll to see which one. You hit Victor.
Uh, 5 damage.
Yeah, you kill him. Bam! He goes down. The other one keeps running, as does the other fucker, the merchant.
Okay.
What do you do then?
I'll pull my other pistol and try to shoot the other merchant.
The merchant or the other dancer? Or the other, actor.
Actor, yeah, the one that's on the road. Yeah.
Cool. Now, what's the range?
100 feet on far. It's 25 for short, 50 for medium, and 100 on.
Okay, you're at medium range now. So, 100 for long?
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on then. So you and that would make 100 the maximum range. He's moving 120 feet per round. No, he's out of range. So you lower the pistol, but he's out of range. You can fire it, but you won't hit him.
Okay. And one of them took off into the woods.
Yeah, the merchant was running off towards the trees.
Okay. Shit. Fuck. Okay. In this rain, I mean, she probably can't even see that
Yeah,
well.
you're losing view of them both.
All right. Yeah. So she's just kind of like fuck, and she'll walk back inside.
Okay.
And she'll go like, yeah, 2 of them got away, so that's a big problem. And yeah, like she doesn't even phased by what she's done at all.
I think that's a good place for us to stop for the night. Good line for the ending.